So we ended up with 417 horsepower and 780 newton meters. Since the last tune, we've had that stroker fuel pump put in and the injectors were maxed out too, so they had to go swap out some bigger nozzles on the injectors. So I've got the two dyno graphs here of the stock fuel system tune and the tune we just did. Last time we made peak torque at 2500 RPM and peak power at 4000 RPM. Going into this latest tune, I was a bit scared because no one knows the limit of the stock rods and all that, so I told them to go and push the torque up a bit higher. That way you don't put as much stress on the rods and everything. So we shifted it up, peak torque up to about 3400 RPM. So it is a bit more lazy down low, but when they were actually doing the tune on this one, they put a bit too much fuel down low in one of the runs and they had to stop halfway through because it made nearly 1000 newton meters. So probably have nothing to worry about, and next time we go get a tune, we'll just add a bit more torque down low. With the bigger fuel pump and the bigger injectors, we should have enough fuel for 450 horsepower, but we started running into issues with the crankcase breather setup. The factory setup just isn't good enough when you're making 4 times the factory horsepower.
So 417 horsepower out of the YD25, but it will blow the dipstick out.
So before we go back for another tune, we're going to have to modify the tappet cover to help it breathe better. The factory breather hose hole is 13 mils, but when you actually have a look inside of it, there's only a 7 mil hole inside. So we drilled that out and it flows so much better now. Hopefully that'll be enough. If not, we might have to get a cap that has a breather on it as well. The stock lift pump on the back of the fuel pump can only supply around 300 horsepower. So when you're going for big power like this, you need to add a external lift pump. This is a Carter Black lift pump. One of the issues we were having on the dyno was if it was sitting and the pump was pumping, it would throw high fuel pressure codes. Some people just connect the fuel pump up to a switch, but Dad came up with a really good idea of running a pressure switch on there. So we've set it up so that once there's 15 PSI boost, the switch turns on and then the fuel pump turns on. So that way it's only on when we need it. So now that we've fixed up the tappet cover and the fuel pump issues, let's see what 400 horsepower can do. Quick little look over of the car, everything looks to be good. That dipstick's not blown out, so that breather mod has sorted that. Next video we'll probably take it back to get tuned again, just turn it up. Hopefully we'll make around maybe 450 horsepower. After that we have a bunch more mods to do as well. We're planning to put a water to air intercooler between the two turbos, and we got water meth as well. Hope you guys like that video, and I'll catch you on the next one.